Hi guys, welcome to my amazing space called the World of African Ideas.
Welcome to the world of African ideas.
Thank you for spending your Saturday afternoon with me. I'm so excited to have you, and my name is Auntie Edem. Welcome to the World of African Ideas. Here you will discover great people, great places, great animals, great objects and things, great foods, and best of all, great ideas that have ever come out of Africa or that are connected with Africa. Does that sound exciting?
Yes, ma'am.
Beautiful. You're also going to learn great proverbs, amazing proverbs. Do you know what proverbs are?
Yes.
These are words of wisdom that are told in interesting story-like words and ways, right? You're also going to play an exciting game. I played this game when I was a child, and I'm excited to share it with you, slightly modified, however. This game is called Name, Place, Animal, Object. Name, place, animal, object, or thing. And what it simply does is you call a name of a person, a place, an animal, or object that starts with a certain letter in the alphabet. But in the world of African ideas, we're modifying it a little bit to add also foods. Foods. Are you ready to play this game?
Yes.
All right. Name, place, animal, object, thing, or food. Name, place, animal, object, thing, or food. Name a place in Africa that starts with the letter A. Yes, Dolamo. A place. Anybody else want to try? Yes.
Algeria.
Correct. Algeria is a country in North Africa, and it starts with the letter A. I want to name a very special place in the world, and guess what that place is? Africa. No, it's not going to be America, because remember, this place has to be connected or to come from Africa. So why don't I call the very root of the continent itself Africa? Africa is a great part of the world and a great place on earth. It's the second largest continent in the world. Did you know that?
Yes.
It's also the second most populous continent in the world. Do you know what that means?
Yes. Like the first place, the second place.
Second place yet. But when we say most populous, second most populous, what does that mean?
It means like it's very popular. It has a lot of. It's very diverse.
It is diverse, but that's not what most populous means. Most populous has to do with the number of people. It means population.
Yes.
So when you say most populous, it means that a place that is most populous has the highest number of people. But Africa is the second most populous continent in the world. In other words, it is the continent with the second highest number of people in the world. The first is Asia. Hey, smart boy! The first is Asia. You're correct. Africa is a great continent. You're correct, Chimamanda, because it is full of diverse people, diverse ethnicities, tribes, and 54 different countries exist on the African continent.
And it also has 250 languages.
That's Nigeria. More than 250 languages are spoken in Nigeria. Africa has way more than that. Do you know that the estimated number of people on the African continent is over 1.4 billion people? I know, that's a lot. So that's it for the game. Next week we'll do another wonderful game starting with another letter in the alphabet. And this one, don't forget, we only focused on places. A place that starts with the letter A, coming from Africa. When you go back home, you can practice the name of a person, the name of a thing or object, the name of an animal, and best of all, the name of a food that starts with the letter A. Thank you for playing my favorite African game with me. Now let's search for the remaining items in the game, beginning with an African name that begins with the letter A. Ada. Yes, Ada. Ada primarily means first daughter in Igbo language. The Igbos, who are an ethnic group to be found in Nigeria, a country in West Africa, give this name to their first daughters, and it is both a name and a title of honor for the eldest girl in the family. It is also a prefix in names like Adama, which means daughter of beauty, or Adaobi, the first daughter of the king. Adas are very well respected first daughters. Do you know any Ada? I'll move on now to tell you an exciting African proverb. Are you interested in learning an exciting African proverb?
Yes, Auntie.
Today I'm going to teach you a proverb that comes from Sierra Leone. Do you know the country called Sierra Leone? It's in West Africa. Sierra Leone is a country in West Africa.
No.
You do?
Sounds like a popular celebrity's name.
Like Sierra, I think there's a person
Celine
called
Dion.
Celine Dion. Oh, okay, interesting. So, this is a popular proverb in Sierra Leone. It says that a person who has not tasted that which is bitter will never know that which is sweet. Life is full of ups and downs. So what it's teaching us is that, look, life has a lot of opposites. And when we encounter bad things help us to appreciate better the good things when we experience them. If we don't experience something bitter, or if we don't experience evil, we'll not be able to appreciate good. You won't even know the difference. So these opposites exist to help us fully appreciate the value of each one. When I experience something good, it's because I know that there's an opposite. I've probably experienced something sad or something evil or something, very sorrowful. So when a good thing occurs, I know the difference and I can value it more, right? So it teaches us to appreciate the value of the different experiences that come our way in life. Because life is full of, contrasting experiences. But those opposite experiences help us appreciate the value every time we encounter good things. Okay? Next, what is an object or thing found in Africa that starts with the letter A? Akwete. Akwete is a vibrant traditional hand-woven fabric made by people of the Igbo culture in Nigeria. It was named after the town of Akwete in Abia State, eastern Nigeria. Akwete is known for its intricate patterns and use in ceremonial wear such as dowries, weddings, funerals, and everyday attire. It signifies wealth and rich cultural heritage. It is typically woven from cultivated fibers like cotton, sisal, and raffia, and has the most beautiful patterns. Does your mother own an Akwete fabric? Or your grandma, perhaps? Now I want to tell you a very exciting story about a great African king who once lived in an amazing and incredible African empire. Yes, Dolamu.
Is it Olubadan or Ofufa? Is it?
No, this particular story is not about the Olubadan, but I'm glad that you know about the Olubadan. One day you'll tell me what you know about the Olubadan of Ibadan. And the Olubadan, by the way, is the monarch who rules over Ibadan. Ibadan now is a modern city, but in the ancient times, Ibadan was a whole area and kingdom, right? And those in Ibadan were celebrated warriors. But no, I'm not talking about the Olubadan today. I'm telling you a story about an ancient king who ruled as far back as the 14th century. So a very, 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 very long time ago. Do you know what century we are in now?
21st.
Exactly. 21st century compared to 14th century means a whole what? 7 centuries ago.
700 years.
7 centuries ago, there was a great king, and that was in the 14th century. He was the emperor of a great empire called the Mali Empire. His name was Mansa Musa. Has anybody ever heard of Mansa Musa? You have. He is one of the greatest kings to ever come out of Africa. He was also, in world history, the wealthiest man in world history. He was the wealthiest man up until many centuries later when some other king in Rome called Augustus Caesar,
Yes, I know him.
good, then had greater wealth than Mansa Musa. Although historians argue that it is not even proven because Mansa Musa's wealth was so indescribable that they couldn't even calculate it. He ruled over the vast empire that had the greatest gold reserve in the world. Mali had the greatest amount of gold all over the world. And gold, as you know, is the most precious treasure that even till today exists. His empire was so vast that it covered what is today modern day Guinea, Senegal, Mauritania, Burkina Faso, Gambia, part of Ghana, and of course, Mali itself. All of these modern day countries were part of his empire at the time, called the Mali Empire. He was the 10th emperor, and he ruled from 1325 all the way up till 1327. 1312 rather, all the way up till 1327, which is 25 years of reign. And he was, like I said, the 10th emperor. After Abu Bakr, yes, the then Mansa of Mali. Abu Bakr died when he went on an exploration. He went on a voyage trying to find the edge of the Atlantic Ocean. So he disappeared in the middle of the ocean. And that was when Mansa Musa took over the reign as the Empire of Mali. So the kingdom was so wealthy, the kingdom was so advanced, they had the greatest architecture, they had the greatest army, and they had the greatest amount of scholars. In fact, Mansa Musa built the foremost university in the world at the time called Sankore University. People all over the world came to meet scholars in Sankore University. Yes, Chimamanda.
How did they find Abu Bakr's body?
No, I said he disappeared in the middle of the ocean. He went on an exploration and he never returned. Yes, Dolamu?
Was it the son of Mansa Musa?
Yes.
Was it the son of Abu Bakr?
No, but he was Abu Bakr's deputy at the time. He was the deputy emperor. So when Abu Bakr disappeared, Mansa Musa became the next emperor. Yes, Jamiloju?
How did Mansa Musa die?
Eventually he did. After his 25th year of reign, he eventually died and he was only 57. But by then, he was the wealthiest king and the wealthiest man ever in world history. Mansa Musa's kingdom was so great. Mali was admired by all civilizations. A lot of great kings used to come to visit. As I said, he built a great university called the Sankore University. And they had at the time the Timbuktu manuscripts. People used to come to visit Mali to see the library that held the Timbuktu manuscripts. Ancient scripts that recorded some of the greatest innovations, greatest records of kings were captured in the Timbuktu manuscripts. Mali was a great kingdom. What is the greatest country you can think of in the world today?
Russia.
Okay, Russia is to you the greatest, yes.
Japan.
Japan, yes. Any idea what country do you consider the greatest? America. And why do we call these countries great?
Because of their achievements.
Because of their achievements. Very brilliant. When you go to these countries, you can see their achievements in their buildings, in their medicine, in their military, in their science, in their culture. That was Mali. Mali was admired for its culture, its architecture, its innovation, its science, its military. It was the greatest. And the ruler of that empire was Mansa Musa, the greatest king and the wealthiest man in history in the world today. Some of the richest men that we celebrate today, their wealth even now cannot be compared to Mansa Musa. In Africa, the richest man is Dangote. Dangote's net worth today is about $37.9 billion. Mansa Musa's net worth, even then, Elon Musk. We also have people like Bill Gates. Dangote is way lesser than even Mansa Musa. In those days, Mansa Musa was estimated to have a wealth of over 500 billion US dollars.
Wait, so that means even if Elon Musk, Dangote, and Bill Gates combine all their money together, it will not make up to Mansa.
Well, Elon Musk's wealth today is higher than what Mansa Musa is said to be his worth estimated. You couldn't even count his wealth. So it's difficult to actually say how much wealth he had at the time. But that's the story of one of the greatest rulers who built a civilization that the entire world admired and used to visit to take lessons from. And that existed as far back as the 14th century. So you come from a continent of great kings, great minds, and great civilization. Thanks for coming to my storytelling circle and visiting the world of African ideas today, guys. But you have a question before we go?
I want to say something.
Go ahead.
So that means Mansa Musa was really a Muslim?
Yes, he was a Muslim at the time because, remember, the name Musa is a Muslim name, right? And he also paid pilgrimage to Mecca. Remember, we talked about that. And this was the 14th century. Remember, by then, Islam had already come to Africa.
Centuries,
Earlier, 4 centuries because...
Islam came in the 11th century.
Exactly. Smart boy. Islam had come around the 11th century to many parts of Africa, especially the Sahel. The Arabs had already come through the desert to some countries, and so they had already influenced countries like Mali that had been converted largely to Islam. So Mansa Musa, by the time, was a converted Muslim.
Thank you, Auntie Ida.
Thank you, guys. Next, what is an animal in Africa that starts with the letter A? An antelope. Yes, antelope. An antelope is a swift-running deer-like animal with a slender, lean build, smooth, furry body, and upward-pointing horns. They are native to Africa and parts of Asia. There are different types of antelopes, including the gazelles, the impala, the gnus, and the elands. Have you ever seen an antelope? Now let's go to the last final segment of the session today. And I'll introduce you to an incredible role model in Africa. Can you guess who this is?
Wale Soyinka.
Yes. Wale Soyinka is an incredible role model and one of the greatest minds to ever come out of the African continent. He is, do you know what he's famous for?
For his literature.
Yes, correct.
For his Nobel Prize.
Exactly. He is the first black African to win the Nobel Prize for Literature, which he was awarded in 1986. Guys, I would have loved to read a part of his story, but I think you're already tired, right? So we'll do that next week. But suffice to say that I want all of you to know that one of the greatest human beings in the world is this fantastic man called Professor Wale Soyinka, an inspiring role model who made huge contributions to world literature. And he comes from what country in Africa? Nigeria. So all of you should take pride in the fact that great people in the world who have made incredible contributions to the world also come from Africa and even specifically your country, Nigeria. And another exciting one. What is a food found in Africa that starts with the letter A? Akara. Oh yes, akara. A word that derives from Yoruba language. It is a popular fritter meal made from ground beans, otherwise called black-eyed peas, and fried in hot oil. It originated in Nigeria, particularly from the Yoruba ethnic group that inhabits the southwestern part of the country. But now, akara has spread and is being prepared in neighboring West African countries like Benin and Togo. It is delicious when eaten hot and paired with meals like pap and custard. Would you like to try akara for breakfast soon? Thank you for coming to the world of African ideas, a space where you learn about great people, great places, great things, objects, ideas, inventions, foods, animals, all coming out of Africa.